Hey y'all, welcome to the Throttle podcast. I'm your host, Earnest, here today with my co-host, Evan Sager.
Hello, y'all.
It's been yet another sad week. I don't know what it is with this dang motorsports off season. It is just, it's practically undescribable at this point. But, with the passing of Dennis Hamlin, Denny Hamlin's father in that terrible house fire last Sunday night, and then Denny Hamlin's mother, Mary Lou Hamlin, getting critically injured as well. Just very, very sad.
So, with the information we have at the moment, there was a house fire at Denny Hamlin's parents' house in North Carolina, obviously. And from what we know, there was 2 critical patients when they pulled them out of the house. And unfortunately, Denny Hamlin's father passed away at the hospital, and his mother is still in critical condition with... We're not too sure on the extent of her injuries. All we know is she's in critical condition with burns.
Yeah,
they haven't
burns.
declared the severity yet. So we know they also saved some valuables from the house, some trophies and stuff like that. But they didn't say what it is that's been saved. But that's all speculation. We know there were some animals in the house. We don't know if they made it out safely or not. But just tragic stuff this off season, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the house is a total loss.
Yeah.
I mean, first it was Michael Annett, and then it was Biffle. And you throw in the lawsuit with the whole... I mean, sure, it was settled, but it was still ugly that it even made it to 9 days of trial, and now this. It's just... And focusing on Denny Hamlin for a minute, I mean, how much can he take? I mean...
That's the thing, though. I mean, it could push him further, though. I mean...
It's either going to motivate him to just not give a damn to anybody and not give an inch to literally anybody, or it's just going to break him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, when he was, out of the car after Phoenix and at the awards show a couple days later, he wasn't ready to get back in the car. And even if you asked him 3-4 days ago, before all this happened, would he have been ready to get back in the car then? And now this, I mean, sure, it could absolutely motivate him. It could motivate him to win a 4th Daytona 500 for all we know, but it could also break him. And I mean, we've seen with Carl Edwards, and I mean, how he stepped away, in, I guess, January of 2017. I mean, you had his multiple championship heartbreaks and other things, I'm sure, behind the scenes, and it was just too much. So, I don't know. I mean, sure, it could definitely be very motivating for Hamlin. I don't... at what point does it just break him? At what point does he realize, hey, I've won 60 races, I've won 3 Daytona 500s, a Coke 600, 3 Southern 500s, and, I've been around for, I'm 44 years old, I've been in this sport for 20 years. At what point does it just break him? At what point does he just decide to focus on being the co-owner of 2311?
I don't know. That's the answer I got right now. Is I don't know.
And it was bad timing because earlier when I was on TikTok on my For You page, I saw the Carl Edwards interview on the Dale Jr. Download.
I did too.
I don't know. I'd hate to see it because, I mean, as much as I don't like Denny Hamlin as a longtime Truex fan, and now as a Chase Elliott fan, as much as I don't like Denny Hamlin and as much as I don't like other drivers, I can still respect them.
Yeah, I agree.
They are still really good race car drivers. So, I don't know. I'd hate to see it. But
I think everyone in the NASCAR world would hate to see it. At least most people.
Yeah. I don't know. Ball's in his court, I guess. But, it's just, it's practically like a one-sided boxing match at this point, just taking knockout after knockout. And at what point does he not gonna be able to get up? I mean, anyways, getting on towards the Greg Biffle memorial service news, as they announced that there's a memorial service planned at the Bojangles Coliseum in Charlotte on January 16th for Greg Biffle and his family and all others lost in that plane crash. So it will be open to the public, and it'll also be live streamed, and additional details are to be announced as well. So
I will be tuning into that.
Yes, we will definitely be tuning into that to pay our respects. And assuming I go to Charlotte, that'd be like a couple weeks after that, which sucks because I would have loved to go that in person and really just soak it all in and pay my respects, even though, like, we barely were able to watch Biffle all that much in his NASCAR career. It was great seeing him towards the end there, and especially with Cletus. So, yeah. Anyways, getting into some other news, IHRA has decided, let's buy even more tracks. They're playing like my stepbrother in Monopoly. But they've bought up even more tracks to make them member tracks for the 2026 season, including Heartland Motorsports Park in Topeka, Kansas, which some of you may know hosted NHRA up until the 2023 season when the drag strip closed. And something about IHRA buying up closed down tracks, like
they love it. It's their money making. It's Mr. Krabs.
Okay.
Money.
Yep. Haley loves Mr. Krabs. I don't know. I mean, like Memphis Motorsports Park, Heartland, and they might even buy Atlanta Dragway, which they all used to host NHRA events within, our lifetimes within the last, 16 years. Memphis hosted up to, 2009 when it first initially closed, and then Atlanta Dragway was up until 21, and then Heartland, like we mentioned, was 23. So it's definitely very interesting, but I feel like if one wrong move is taken, it could totally just spiral out of control. I mean, for all we know, since NHRA has already pushed back, I mean, when IHRA bought up Maple Grove, NHRA refused to race there and instead just decided to put US 131 Motorsports Park in Michigan on the schedule in its place instead. But I don't know. Hopefully there's no war or split that comes up for this. Please no IndyCar kart split of 1996, please. Please. Fingers crossed, but I don't know. Also, Hoosier Racing Tire will continue to be the official tire of the ARCA Menard Series in 2026 after signing a new multi-year deal. They will continue to run under the General Tire brand. Yeah. Is Cletus running any more ARCA starts?
I believe so, yes.
I think he's running some ARCA.
I think he's running the Daytona ARCA, and I think he's running their Coke 600, quote-unquote, their Charlotte race.
The Charlotte race for ARCA, yeah. Isn't he running some in, the Ram truck, too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's the first opt-in, or drive-in driver, I guess you would say.
For that all-star truck,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. I just wanted to double-check. Catherine Legg is trying to put together another Indianapolis 500 ride, which it would be her 5th Indy 500 start if she could qualify. And also, she said that she could potentially run the doubleheader weekend of IndyCar and NASCAR at Phoenix in March.
That'd be interesting.
It would be. And I mean, we've mentioned this before, but IndyCar having 3 straight race weekends to open up the year and 4 of the first 5. I think one of the biggest problems with IndyCar in recent years has been, they run St. Pete, and then they're off for, 3 weeks, and then they run another race, and then they're off for a few weeks, and then, they run Long Beach, and then they're off for a few, and it just kills the momentum. But I feel like with all those races, and plus it's the second year of IndyCar with every race on Fox, and the fact of, NASCAR is definitely slipping in the market, if you will, with the lawsuit, and sure, I guess all these unfortunate events, which, yeah, it does suck, but
what can you do about it?
Yeah, but there's still definitely things that NASCAR could have done differently to not been
be in the
bad
situation.
position. Example, not have the lawsuit be as ugly as it was. I mean, and, you know, NHRA is in its 75th anniversary season, so they're going to get more exposure. IndyCar's in its second year on Fox, where it saw record viewership last year. I mean, it may come to a point where in the next media rights TV deal in 2031 that, like, NASCAR, you know, for one, they need to schedule more broadcast races, and for two, I mean, it could get to a point where NASCAR might have to play second fiddle to IndyCar. I mean, at one point, at NASCAR's peak, like 20 years ago, it basically rivaled the NFL for the second most popular sport in general. And now, I mean, you could argue that it's not even the most popular American motorsport. So it's, I don't know. And lastly, Scott Dixon was knighted by his home country of New Zealand for services to motorsports. So we can also refer to him as Sir Scott Dixon now. But as any...
Bob Crockus.
Okay. But as any race car driver as talented as him knows, I mean, we know he's just focused on winning every single race weekend that he can. In 2025, he finished third in points with that one win at Mid-Ohio after he was able to capitalize on Alex Palou's mistake in the closing laps where he got wide into the grass with, like, I think 6 laps to go. So, I don't know. It's definitely some interesting news there. But, yeah, that's all we got for this week's shortened episode of the Throttle podcast. Make sure you tune in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Check out the Chill Photography and Throttle podcast Instagrams and TikToks. And, yeah. Sad off season.
Sad week. Another week. But that's it. That's it this week, y'all. Hopefully keep Denny Hamlin in thoughts and prayers this week as he goes through a trying time with his family.
And hopefully his mom can pull through.
Yes.
Please. We have had enough problems. Just get us to Daytona, please. Get us into the season where we can talk about more exciting news. I mean, the Daytona 500 is less than 50 days away, which means it's less than 50 days away until Haley makes me jealous again. But, yeah, that's all we got for this week's episode of the Throttle podcast, and we'll see y'all next week.